ladies, gentlemen, esteemed non-binaries, and furs, Trashkin, all good evening and welcome to Trashbear Gaming. I'm your humble host, Rasp with Trashbear, and today we have another episode in the Halloween special for you, Alan Wake's American Nightmare, where I have drawn the analogy that if Alan Wake 1 set the tone and was a sumptuous feast, and Alan Wake 2 was the fulfillment of hope for that sequel and a sumptuous feast, this is more of a grilled cheese sandwich you have on your way to the arcade. But it's fun. Last time we managed to get ourselves bamboozled. It turns out Mr. Scratch has been putting in some overtime and hoisted us on our own petard, and we found ourselves right back at the start of things, so we're gonna jump right back in and hope to get where we're going. And here we go. We'll, of course, be playing without the music, because copyright is a thing.
Again, he enters the world, but now he sees the trap for what it is. A maze that loops back into
the page
itself.
Stuck.
I'm here again. He sent me back.
I want to make sure I'm on flares for the start of things. Because, you know, editing out one sequence was enough for me, thanks. And here we go again, baby.
What the hell?
Well, that's a rough break. Alright.
Oh, not birds again. What the hell?
Woo! Okay, fortunately you come with very low HP. Well, let's work our way on down, talk to Emma, and then we'll hunt some pages. Well, you gonna do something? Or... This is gonna be annoying. Oh, uno momento. There we go. For some reason, it hopped back to menu on me. Excuse me, it hopped back to desktop on me. I think at this point it's officially no longer cheating to yank the guide for pages.
Emma? You
Hey,
here?
Hey. Hey, champ.
Wow, it is you. I guess all of it really happened.
You remember me?
Kind of. I felt weird all day, like I could almost remember a dream I had, and then, just before sunset, I remembered the page.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go get those things again.
Not all of them. I went out and got them. Well, most of them. I felt stupid at first, but then it was getting dark, and those things started showing up, and one of them made off with the battery. It ran into the railroad tunnel. There was no way I was gonna follow him in there. Sorry.
It's good you didn't. You should be careful. I mean, really careful.
Yeah, I kind of remember something. Something bad happened to me, didn't it?
Forget it. It doesn't have to happen again, okay? Just do what I say.
Yeah.
Alan.
Okay. God, this is too weird. Am I going crazy here?
No.
Just go get that battery.
Try to stay calm. You're perfectly sane. We're caught in a time loop. That's why this is happening again.
I believe you. God, I feel like I might just lose it any second now. How come you're not freaking out over this?
Because
Practice.
on my personal weird shit-o-meter, this just doesn't rate.
Look, I know something happened to me before...
You're gonna be okay, if you just keep cool, okay? Thanks for getting this stuff for me. It's a big help.
I hope so. Are you gonna make everything blow up at the oil field again?
I have to.
Well, whatever the hell else you might be, at least you're not boring.
Ayo. Thanks, Em.
Just the battery. That'll save time.
Fascinating. Oh. Flashbang. Still a question mark. Okay. Anything new on TV?
Okay. So this chick just came up to me and said she's my biggest fan. I know. They all say that, right? And she's
Hate
giving
you.
me the eye. So I make a couple of moves. We have a couple of drinks. And then things start happening. But I say I have to go to the bathroom first. Uh-oh, right? She's got no idea. Watch this. This
How
is
are you
priceless.
Does Mr. Scratch also have like Saved by the Bell timeout powers? Must, in order to have these little tete-a-tetes with us.
That's nice.
I thought you'd like that. Are you tense? You feel a little tense.
Maybe a little. I had a crappy day.
Yeah?
Don't worry. It's improving real fast.
Ow, there's a page.
Yeah.
Hate you.
Hey, don't stop. It's just getting good.
Watch this.
The cheese. The cheese!
Yeah! Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
Oh man, did you see her? Boom.
Not really. You are such a pain in the ass, Scratch.
To imagine, to turn fantasies into legends, to be storytellers. But on a rare occasion, the line between fact and fiction, imagination
And scene.
becomes hopelessly blurred, and nowhere can vivid pain as in Night Springs.
This ending or... Ah, okay.
I know that when I arrive, the clarity of vision I have now may disappear. I've made my plans. I prepared for this. But I know the transition from the dark place will be hard on me. And not just physically. It may affect my mind, my memory. These pages should help me remember and focus. That's worked for me before. Even if that fails, I think I will be able to trust my instincts. I'm navigating my own story. I'm hoping I'll know where to go and what to do, even if the details elude me.
Ah, all you can do sometimes is hope. Oh, hey, another one. Yoinkus.
Night Springs doesn't exist. It's a fictional town from the TV show I used to work on. It was Any Place USA, a place we used as a backdrop for whatever strange story we had that week.
Not to be confused
One
with
of the
Eagle
stories
Limbs.
I wrote for the show involved a man. The champion of light, fighting his evil double, the herald of darkness. It was something I'd written back in the real world, something I had a link to, a framework I could build on. I had adapted it into a new story. This story.
If you don't have a framework handy, borrow one. Sometimes from yourself. Makes sense? There are worse ways to start writing, I do suppose. Though, I don't have a lot of rocks to throw on this one, Trashkin, because I haven't finished the novel.
Okay, people, it's Eddie Rodman here with a few hours to kill, and there's nobody I'd rather spend them with. Nobody else in the whole world. Oh boy, that'll land me in hot water when I get back home, won't it?
Ew.
Well, just in case my wife is listening, and you always are, aren't you, baby? Let me tell you, you are the exception, honey, and the prettiest lady I ever saw to boot. But I'd really like to spend some quality time with you listeners, because, tonight's one of those nights. You're sitting in the studio and you kind of forget how long it's been or what day it is. You just sit here and go through the motions. You might as well have been here forever. You keep talking, but you don't even know what you're saying. It's like you're on automatic. You can't stop the ride and get off. It's times like these that I really wish that somebody would just call in and relieve my boredom. How about it? Anybody? Come on now, help a fella out.
Alan, we got a spare minute. Check your pockets. That Verizon phone might still be with us. Alright, well, we'll keep our eyes out for other question marks. I think we're going to need that flare gun, though, eventually. Pressure hasn't been on enough for me to need it yet, but... Oh, hello! Our cup runneth over, Trashkin.
To change reality, you nudge it into the right direction. Your version of it is there, waiting. It wants to come true. All you need to do is help it achieve its potential. The devil is in the details. You change the details of the scene to match those on the page. If you get the details right, if you achieve that critical mass, the shift will come, and the rest of your new reality overrides the existing paradigm. The lie, no matter how outrageous, is now the truth.
Huh. Fascinating. We got 10 of 21 here. See if we come across anything around here. Oh, looks like not. I suppose. Can't be all honey and milk. Push comes to shove. Hello. I didn't notice you last time. That's an awfully big case. The Magnum. Hot damn. Well, you don't get a lot, but it packs a punch, baby. New page. I think I spotted it over there. Ah, yes.
Now
Let's
Night
see.
Springs is in Arizona, although not for long. It's in Arizona because whatever the town that has become Night Springs is really called is located near one of the thin, worn places in the world where dreams and reality flow together and life is always a little strange. Perfect analogy for Night Springs. I can't return to the real world. I've tried, but I'm operating on dream logic, forcing the door open a crack so I can slip through. I can enter the strange little town of Night Springs. All I did was put it in Arizona for one night.
If you can't break the rules, bend them. Alright, we're good on Magnum ammo. So an 8-round cylinder. I wonder if this is a 9mm family cartridge, like a 357.
Well, this should be perfectly safe.
Of course! It's an Alan Wake gun! What could possibly go wrong underground? Alright. Game wants us to go deeper. Deeper we go.
Now I just need her to charge this up.
Those are a lot easier to deal with now that I know I don't have to blow ammo on them. Alright. Ah, man. There we go. Ooh. There we go. Oh, is this gonna be the whole way back? Let's take this Magnum and our dignity and throw it out the window and run. Still running around with it? Yeah. Hey, champ.
I found the battery.
Okay, I'll charge it. Here. Try not to get killed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm gonna take care of this. Try to stay calm.
Look, what if you stay here with me, please?
I'm
I'd love
sorry,
to,
but if I
but-
don't deal with this, no one else will.
Yeah, I guess. It's just that this is getting really creepy. I believe this is real, but I don't understand any of it. I'm getting scared. I can't believe you're so calm.
I get scared, but I've had a lot of time to get used to it. That helps.
So...
The guy who looks like me is the reason this is happening. I caught up with him, but he swept me back here.
Back in time.
Yeah, it's a trap. We'll be doing this forever unless I can break out of it.
How are you gonna do that?
I'm working on it. I came prepared, but things got kind of scrambled when I arrived. I'm tracking down the things I need.
Yeah, well, feel free to climb back into your DeLorean or whatever it is you do.
TARDIS, actually. Hey. Well, I suppose the time vortex manipulator would probably be a more accurate. And that tells you I should lay off the Doctor Who. Alright. Well, if there was new over there, maybe, just maybe, some new over here. There is a question mark in there. Ah! Success! $19.53. Boy, howdy.
With all the herbs, crystals, and the rest of her New Age paraphernalia, Emma Sloan had been called a hippie and a freak and worse. It was that small-town mentality. She was a female mechanic, and even in 2011, there were always going to be backward shit-kickers who thought that was a hoot. She didn't mind. She could deal. She could take any engine apart, even the new ones with all the computers in them. Turned out that these boys were awful polite while waiting for her to put them back together.
Oh, that was a pleasant break. Aha! Shiny. More paper.
Mr. is a twisted copy of me, powerful and dangerous. But I know I can fight him. I don't think anybody else can. They don't understand what he is, what he represents, or that all the horrible things he does here are almost insignificant compared to what he will unleash on Earth given the chance. But I've survived the dark place, and it has taught me things. How to cope, how to stay sane when the world goes crazy. He's 2 steps ahead of me, but I can find him, and I believe I can stop him.
Almost. Kind of tricky to tell when you bleed the shadow from them. You only get free magazines with this thing, but boy, how many... Does it take some of the guesswork out of shooting? Yep. Well, the crossbow just earned its keep. Oh, it's instant now? That would have been nice to know. Come on, gather up. Anybody else?
Well, here we go again. Better get ready to run.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Ooh, I could actually use that ammo right about now. Wheel is in place, oil flooring, battery attached, and the lights blinking. There we are. Start the flow. And this time I don't have to edit that. Wow, that is an incredibly expensive way to take out an oil derrick. You know, most people just settle for TNT, Alan. Lob, damn. Still damn pity the second time. Alright, that'll catch on fire, so... Alright, let's go, let's go!
She'll be in trouble. Better hurry.
Yeah, we'll magnum and crossbow this. We'll critical hit spec this.
Emma! Coming! Not the bad thing! Nothing!
Boom. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
Keep your head down!
Splitters threw me for a loop.
It's okay. It's safe now.
Ish.
I got a really bad feeling about all of this.
I know.
I'm gonna need those keys to the diner now. There's a motel key there that I have to get.
Oh, hey, you
I
don't
know,
have to
but
do
who
that.
cares, though?
I have the motel master key. I work for the same company, you know. What's
Huh.
at the motel?
Well, there's a dead guy. He's got something I need to get into the Mount Redtooth Observatory.
God, that's awful. Hey, you wanted to know about the guy who looked like you, didn't you?
The
Yep.
last time you said he had a party, but you didn't go.
No, that's not true. I did go. It was really great at first, and then I
Came
didn't
out
see it
swinging?
myself, but I hear he turned nasty. He hurt a bunch of guys pretty bad, and there was this girl, she died. But I didn't hear about that until afterwards. I thought that he was so charming.
And then he went to the diner.
That's right. I wasn't involved. I wasn't involved with that at all. I don't know what happened.
Fine. I need to check out these motel rooms. In the meantime, you stay here, okay? I'm serious. Keep the lights on and stay here.
Yeah, okay. You got it. I sure hope you're right about this.
You're gonna stay here this time, right?
Because the last time I didn't, and that thing, whatever it is, happened to me,
Yeah. I don't want you to get hurt again.
don't worry, I'm gonna stay put. I don't remember what happened exactly, but I learned my lesson.
Good. It doesn't have to happen exactly the same way this time around. You proved that much when you went out and got those things for me. I think you're gonna be okay.
Let's hope you're right.
Glob willin'.
This wasn't supposed to happen again!
The memory of her
Damn
own
it.
fate haunts Emma Sloan and fills her with dread. This time, she does as she's told. It's not enough to save her.
I hate you, narrator. Not as much as Scratch. Bingo.
Alice and Barry, my wife and my best friend, are easily the two most important people in my life. And they've never really gotten along with each other.
Nope.
I suppose both of them resent the other's intrusions into what they considered their domain. After I was gone, they maintained an uneasy truce. My book stayed in print, still selling, the licensing machine churned away. She was my wife and controlled the intellectual property. He was my agent and took care of the business. I wish they found more common ground than that.
Oh. Wishes and fishes, Alan. Wishes and fishes. Though usually I do wishes and horses. Just make sure they didn't sneak anything new in the other one, huh? Now I'll put some flare gun ammo. Flare gun ammo is always welcomed. I suppose topping off is a good idea. All right, here we go. And away we go. Wow, that was a lot shorter.
Nobody knows what the future might bring, but for this man, it's no longer entirely true. A weaker man might simply give up, but the champion of light is an expert on destiny. Sometimes the puppet and puppeteer can be one and the same.
Loading screen, it's the loading screen. Right, back to Mount Redtooth.
Mount Redtooth, its top littered with man-made eyes that stare into the endless depths of space. Tonight, the champion of light will depend on them to pick out a message from the ether.
Well... Oh. So they have a main, north, east, and storage building. Storage buildings... Okay, I see.
As history repeats itself, the man remembers the patterns. He knows that he needs the missing part for the telescope.
Read you later. I see we're starting early with the ride here, huh? Ooh, mama. Ooh, no pressure, no pressure. Am I right? Success and new reality.
As a storyteller, my first real love was crime. And it was in that genre that I finished my first novel, starring the perpetually miserable Alex Casey, whose entire life was a wound that never healed. The books sold as fast as they hit the shelves. I wrote 5 more Alex Casey books, and they all were bestsellers. I became rich. I became famous. Success brought pressure, and I didn't handle it very well.
New reality fragment.
The atmosphere in the projection booth at the drive-in was charged, almost unreal. Despite that, the air felt cool and refreshing this late at night. It'd been a hot day. The summer was nearing its end, but it wasn't over yet.
Up. Well, I didn't expect achievements to take me to Steam achievements, Trashkin, but I learned a thing. Hold on. Was that a flat? Yep. There's a page somewhere here. Bingo.
When Dr. Rachel Meadows got the call from Michael, telling her to hurry to the observatory, she didn't waste any time. It had been a nice party. She'd had a good time, but her social life would always play second fiddle to the mysteries of space. Michael never showed up, of course. He pulled over at the wrong rest stop. She never even thought about him at the time. The phenomenon in the sky above her was too fascinating.
You know, I suppose my one gripe with the question mark markers, they're a little difficult to spot. Not horrendously so, but if you're not paying attention on the mini-map, yeah, you would zip right by them. Oh joy. Oh, I thought that was a biker and I was gonna have to 2-for-1 it. Nothing there. We'll just take the long route this time. Boom. Well, that cost me more ammo than I expected, but, well, I'll live. No luck this side? Ah, haha, pay dirt. $24.53.
After my disappearance, they thought I was dead. I might as well have been. I know it's been 2 years. I know Alice has moved on. I've tried to find a way back to her, back to my life, but escaping the dark place is almost impossible. Time does strange things here, but dreams and radio signals can pierce the veil between the worlds. I catch glimpses and echoes of the world. Sometimes I send messages out. I can only pray that they hear them.
All right. Up the way we go. Aha. Another question mark. $25.
The Taken may well be the tool the darkness favors over any other. At some point, they used to be human, but whatever humanity they once had is long gone. Now they're just shells covered and filled by darkness. The Taken Mr. throws at me are more grotesque and varied than the ones I first encountered in Bright Falls. But I know how to deal with them. I'd be lying if I said they don't frighten me. But I've survived worse. I can't let them stop me.
Got another 7 pages around here. Though some might be for later. Oh, hey, another. I must admit, I do miss the Carvine a little bit. Alright, let's see what we got.
Stories come naturally to us. We can't help it. There are many different worlds, many competing realities within our heads, fueled by books, television, even barely remembered childhood tales.
And video
There's
games.
an endless supply of fictional concepts more familiar to us than anything or anyone real. We have a far greater connection to the fictional characters we know and love than the random people we pass on the street. Our destinies and inspirations are shaped by lies, myths, and fables.
I like to add tails to that, but fair enough. Strange. She parked over here last time. Well, let's establish there is nothing shiny for us over here. We're scrounging up a little something something last time. Ah. Well, we're full on those. rather be a little long on ammo than a little light, you know? Oh, Trashkin, if you think I'm obsessive about ammo, wait until we get to Fallout. We'll get there. Right. Wait, what were you? The hunting rifle. Oh. Well, before we get to this
There are
site.
places where our world is worn thin, and another reality brushes against ours. One such site is Cauldron Lake near Bright Falls, Washington. But there are others. That other reality is dark, vast, and malleable, always in flux. In its depths dwell vast forces and alien energies. They're dangerous. But in one of these places, if you know how, you can channel the power of that place and use it to shape reality.
Huh. Come on, where'd that creeper go? Huh. Must have been that lucky shot. Must have been that lucky shot. Well, I suppose we should see what everything does. Only get 30 rounds for this bad boy. Let's see here. We'll scope out some of the news in the old menu later. Yeah, that seems about par for the course. Ooh.
The darkness rose from the depths of Cauldron Lake and took Alice. It needed words. It needed me to write its way into our world. She was leverage, a hostage. I complied, but with a twist. I put in a loophole that gave me a chance to fight back. I was hunted by shadowy enemies, but I faced the darkness. I fought it with light. I drove it back. I saved Alice, but it came with a cost. I was trapped in the dark place below Cauldron Lake.
All right. Finding plenty of pages now. Well, here we go. One specialized camera. Yep, I've upset the darkness again. Fascinating. They're vulnerable in transition. Anytime this week, boys. Ah, the hunting rifle. A classic of the series. Much missed by me. What can I say? I like a precise weapon. I'm very glad they decided not to give the specials extra beefy, much in the way of extra beefy health. The, short-lived but weirder abilities is appreciated. Good evening,
It's
Doctor.
You. How dare you? No, wait. It isn't you, is it? I suppose you'd better come in. I'll unlock the door.
Thank you, Doctor. Big preach. Yeah,
You'll have to forgive me, but this feels very strange. It seems
It's
like
a very
this has
strange
happened
night.
before.
I have the replacement part for your telescope, Doctor.
All right.
Hold on.
Let us...
Whoops. Ready when you are, Doc. Thank you. Da 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 da.
I think we can give this a go, although I have this strange feeling that something will
Don't
go
start
wrong.
it up yet. There's a problem with the coolant system.
Yes, that's right. I remember. All right, let me think. If they're sabotaging it, they'll be at the primary coolant pipe outside. If you can secure it, we should be ready to pick up the signal. That is why you're here, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
It is. I'll take care of it.
Before you go, if you have the time, I'd appreciate if you came up here and explained a few things. All of this is very strange to me.
I suppose it's the least I can do considering the sheer amount I'm asking of you. I mean, it'd be rude not to, right? Right?
Hello.
I don't quite know what's going on, but I seem to remember having had this encounter before.
It's not deja vu, Doctor. This has happened before. We're caught in a time loop.
That's utterly insane. How could that be?
I can't really explain it. I suppose I could call it magic.
I don't believe in magic.
Neither do I. But I can't argue with what I've experienced. Listen, what matters now is the signal. The last time we only caught a part of it. I need the rest of it. Whether you believe me or not, you want to look into this as much as I do, right?
Yes. All right.
Success! Anyway, I realize you have some trouble
I
with this,
realize that you have trouble believing this.
That's an understatement. I can't deny that what you say resonates with me on some level I don't pretend to understand. But for all I know, I'm simply delusional.
But it's not just you. I've experienced the same thing as you. Doesn't that prove something, at least?
Maybe. On the other hand, given your appearance, and the fact that you're trying to convince me that I'm not insane, perhaps you're merely a hallucination that accompanies my delusions.
You're not
Hallucinations
having
are
a psychotic
persuasive.
episode, Doctor.
I emphasize.
For what it's worth, I'm a skeptic by nature. I completely understand your reluctance to believe me.
There are people caught so deep in their psychosis that they retroactively manufacture memories and beliefs that conform to the situation at hand.
Sure, but you have to stop second-guessing yourself at some point, if you want to get something done.
And away we go. Exposition expositioned. Well, let's see what the darkness is gonna throw at us this time, eh? Can we just, Nah. Alan don't want to twist an ankle. Alright, I'll do it the right way. Alright, we're full on flares and. Good to know. Alright, down the stairway. Spare. Haha! Nice try, game. I don't know I pulled that one off. Oh, mama. I gotta say, Trashkin, this rifle solves a lot of problems all by itself. Before we do anything... Yup.
These beams hate the light, am I correct? You should be able to turn on the lights and secure the area that way.
Doctor, can you hear me? I think we're good to go.
All right. I'll start looking for the signal. Please, head back.
Well, that feels familiar.
I guess they didn't like that.
There we go, upset in the darkness again.
And Mountain's trying to kill me.
I've been getting real lucky with this. That speedy recharge.
Shit.
Alright, I'll do it the way you want, game. Well, physics were with me on that one. And bang. I've really upset him. You're not the heavy artillery, eh? Fortunately for you, I got a sniper rifle. Think we're good, Doc. Thank you. Oh, almost missed. Ah, the radio.
I know what you're thinking. Evil twin, supernatural powers. But most of the time, I just like to keep things basic. I want you to understand that. Like this.
And a Dremel.
Need to get your hands dirty? No batteries, no moving parts, just physics. That's technology you can depend on. It's a classic. Speaking of classics, you need to be careful with this one, though. If the victim suddenly twists, you might end up cutting yourself. It's not really a workhorse, but I'm a sucker for this style. Now this is more like it. You've got slip-resistant grip. Believe me, you really want that traction once you're wrist deep in somebody. The blade's stiff enough so it won't open by accident in your pocket, but it's still really easy to open with just one hand. Now that's a big thing for me. I know what you're thinking. It's too big, too heavy. But sometimes you just need the extra oomph. If you're talking intimidation, this is gonna do the job. Also great for dismemberings and whatnot. You know, the message.
See, I'd say that about the hatchet, but not that.
I can't tell you how many things I've MacGyvered with this stuff. Okay, now, guns. Not a big fan. I mean, how are you supposed to really connect with somebody with a bullet? I want you to understand that. I take pride in what I do. We can't both be worthless hacks, can we?
Hate you. Alright, let's go get that radio. Oh, no choice. Alright, well, we'll sneak that before we're through.
It's working. Please, come up here.
Awesome.
Find the signal?
Yes, I don't think it's quite the same thing we had, the last time. Still, we're definitely picking it up.
Are we getting the complete signal now?
I'm afraid not. Take a look at it yourself. I'm printing out a hard copy now. I'd like to ask you a question or two before that, though, if you don't mind.
Why not?
What's on your mind, Doctor?
Most people would find these events extremely disturbing, provided that they survive these creatures, that is. You seem to be quite adept at dealing with the situation. Why is that?
Practice.
Yes, I was involved in... It's a complex story. I was in this small town, and a horrible thing from another dimension kidnapped my wife and manipulated me into writing this horror story that came true. I learned to fight it with light, and I managed to contain it and free my wife. But I was trapped in its world.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Absolutely. So, I'm used to reality working in strange or even impossible ways. And I fought these things, not exactly like this, but close enough for a good while now. Of course, I have certain advantages.
Yeah, anything
Was there
else?
anything else?
What did you mean when you said you have advantages?
At the risk of sounding like a lunatic, reality is much more fluid than people think. It can be influenced.
I didn't take you for a mystic.
I'm not. I'm a writer. And under certain conditions, I can, for lack of a better word, rewrite reality. Change things.
That's absurd.
But it works.
Assuming I believe this, why don't you simply, I don't know, write yourself some superpowers?
It's not quite that simple. You need to follow certain laws of drama, I suppose. You need to think about consistency and symbolism. Often what you write isn't anywhere near as important as what you imply. There are things out there that will take advantage of your mistakes.
You really believe in this?
Don't look at me like that.
You've experienced some of this yourself.
I will gladly admit that something exceedingly strange is going on. But this idea that you're somehow altering reality with your writing is ridiculous.
And
You're
butts.
essentially saying you're controlling my actions. Leaving aside the rational arguments against this, what gives you the right?
Well, it's more like having a destiny. A path you're on. You're not aware of it, but there it is. If somebody changes it, what difference does it make? It's what every writer does. If you write something that affects one of the characters, they don't really know about that.
I'm not a character. Are you saying that it's all right to take advantage of someone if they aren't aware of it?
Look, all I meant was that if you're genuinely making all your own decisions, and those decisions lead to whatever destiny you have, what practical difference does it make?
I suppose that depends on whether our destinies are determined by things like physics and probabilities, or natural reality, which is presumably neutral and impartial, or by some kind of an intelligence. If it's the latter, that intelligence makes choices based on some criteria. If we suffer as a result of those choices, there's a moral and ethical element involved, regardless of whether we're aware of its manipulations. Wouldn't you agree?
You're taking this very well. I thought you'd be hangry.
I suppose I would be if I thought you could actually do this.
Ayo. Lift won't engage. Okay, I'm railroaded.
Another printout. Another signal fragment. The message is still not complete, but it's another piece of the weapon he has built against his adversary. Mere words on a piece of paper, But in the right hands, they will hold back the darkness.
Back to the drive-in. Night Springs Theater.
The last time the man came to the drive-in, it did not end well. He hopes to avoid that fate this time. He hopes that what he has brought with him to this place is enough.
Yep, that I do. That I certainly do.
Ugh. Serena's probably out of her mind again. But I'm gonna need that key so I can get the power back on.
Hi, Serena.
You again?
I'm really just here to get the keys so I can get the power back on.
Do you want to hold me down? It's okay. I know you like that.
Yeah, I'll just
brother.
grab the keys.
I could be like your wife. Little wifey. Waiting at home for hubby. Or you could be the mailman. Or the neighbor.
I'm already married to someone who isn't crazy, thanks. I'm just gonna go and get the power back on.
Aww.
Look, I may or may not be back. I have the access code to the booth already, so once the power is on...
You should totally come see me. We could have fun. You know.
We'll see how it goes. You should sit down or something. Try to stay calm.
I don't want to be calm. I want to be nasty. I want to be nasty with you.
Yeah. Okay.
You could do anything you want. You can use my...
Let's not even go there. I was hoping that you'd remember more, but I guess that was too much to ask.
Yep. Ah.
I was about to do the weather, but I see we have a caller. Hey, you're on the air with Eddie. What's up?
Hey, Eddie, it's Ricky. You talked about fate before. You think about that a lot?
Not a lot, to be honest, but I take it you do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Any conclusions you'd care to share, Ricky?
Well, we've got free will, right? That's in the Bible and everything.
Yeah, right, sure.
So free will, right? Am I right? I mean, if we can do what we want, how can there be fate? I mean, you don't know what's gonna happen next, so there's no fate. There's just people doing stuff.
Well, I don't know, Ricky. I don't suppose you have considered the possibility that we're all here in the service of a greater purpose, incomprehensible to us.
Oh, that's trippy.
What we take to be freedom is nothing more than the move of a pawn on some cosmic chessboard, limited in scope, subject to the whims of unseen players,
existing only for their entertainment.
Or perhaps we're just a twisted reflection of actual events that can happen elsewhere. Could it be that such is life in Night Springs?
Dude, what?
Food for thought, Ricky. Food for thought.
More paper.
To change the world, you must craft a blueprint for the new reality. Any work of art will do, as long as it's a genuine act of creation. That's what the energies of the dark place respond to. The results may be subtle and perplexing, or far-ranging and momentous. My area of expertise, the written word, gives much more precise results than music or interpretive dance would, for instance. But words can be extremely dangerous. What you define may become reality, but so can that which you imply, even if you don't realize you're doing so.
More paper.
My writer's block got worse. I didn't sleep much anymore. My life with Alice seemed like a constant fight. I was a wreck. Alice took steps. She booked a vacation in Bright Falls, a small town in Washington. It was supposed to be a chance to break out of the cycle I was in. She didn't know about the darkness in Cauldron Lake.
All right, Trashkin. Back to it.
you getting it yet, genius?
Well, that was an unnecessary dodge. Completely unnecessary. Oh, hey. Nice. This won't be a lot of rapid fire, but... Let's see if I can find anything new around here. No, missing that radio show is gonna bug me. Probably not as critical as I'm making it out to be, but... Ah, new page.
I have changed. I know who I am now. I know that I can write my own fate. Bright Falls taught me that. I know that indulging my weaknesses, giving in to fear and complacency will only drag me down. The Dark Place taught me that. I'm no Zen master. I've not attained enlightenment. But I have learned to let go of the things that I don't need. I know that without that balance within, I become my own worst enemy. Now I strive for equilibrium, and with that, I'm strong enough to get where I want.
Oh, joy. Kind of underwhelming after last time. Alright, let's scope the lot. Bingo. Right around here?
It's been 2 years since I came here. Being that long without Alice breaks my heart. And I know it broke hers. I know she thinks I'm dead. How could I blame her for that? It would be a crime to pretend that she owes me anything. She took all the stupid, self-indulgent bullshit I brought into her life and still stood by me. Still loved me. It's no betrayal. But I'm a better person now than I used to be. I want to be that person with her.
Aww. It's actually kind of adorable. That shack's way off in the middle of nowhere. Bingo.
I have created the weapon that can put an end to this. A blueprint to a new reality. All I have to do is survive long enough to use it. My arrival from the Dark Place will be painful and difficult. These pages may be lost. But one way or another, I'll send the parts I really need to myself. If I make it outside, I have a chance. Mr. is more powerful than I am, but he can't change the rules in the middle of the game. He's not a creator. I am.
Yeah, hope that side bet works, buddy. I mean, it must. There's a whole nother game, but at the same time, in the back of your head, you're like, how's this gonna turn out? Oh, stuff.
The trap Mr. has set for me is as simple as it is impossible. Whenever I reach him, he sends me back to the beginning of the maze. It's a loop in time. I go through it only to end up where I started. There's a brutal genius to it. If I die, it's over for me. If I survive, I end up where I started. Sooner or later, the odds will catch up with me. And in the meantime, he gets to toy with me. But that's why I have a chance. He's caught in this pattern just as much as I am.
Ooh.
I know where he'll be, and I'm prepared.
Well, I gotta say, the Boomstick Deluxe here is working out so far. Hot damn! Well, let's keep it chugging. Search for those spare bits. Loose lore. Outlier narrative constructs. Don't know if that'd be all we getting this time. I think it may very well be. I think I'm gonna scoot on down to the base of the screen here before I circle on over to the shed. Huh. Just a little too high for Alan. Ah, static. Ooh, nothing nerve-wracking about that. I kind of like how this one's a little more free-roving than previous. Alright, Scratch, what you got? You son of a...
I want to talk about Alice. Just look at her. She's really beautiful, isn't she? Your wife. Well, our wife, really.
Says you.
Don't worry. I'm not gonna treat her like the others. She's special. If I wanted her dead, she would be. I've been around for a while now. So talented. You haven't seen her new work, of course. Oh, it takes my breath away. Really, she's that good. Did you know that I've got a wedding ring, too? We're that similar. She's seen me a couple times, you know. I've let her catch glimpses. She thinks she's imagining things, of course. She thinks you're dead. It might as well be. I mean, even if you manage to keep surviving, you'll be in my trap forever. So I'll go to her. It'll be an amazing moment. Oh my God, you're alive. I'll be the good, loving husband for as long as I can stand it. She'll love it.
So about 5 minutes.
And then, one day, somehow, it'll happen. Maybe I'll slip up, she spots something, or maybe she just starts running her mouth. And then, I'll do it. It's gonna be sweet.
You know, messing with someone only works if they don't see it coming. I love how they make it that much more uncomfortable by leaving it roll just that little bit longer. At least that's the feeling I'm picking up on. We're going to keep that in reserve. We've got plenty of batteries. And there he is.
Hamster in a wheel. Go ahead and keep running for all the good it'll do you.
Woo, mama. Well, we got 20. Let's give her a spin. See how it turns out. Loaded, loaded, loaded. Well, let's make sure they didn't hide any surprises around here. Okay, in we go. Not much new here. Ah, but you're new.
For Serena Valdivia, burning the midnight oil was more of an exception than a rule. A procrastinator and a perfectionist, she often worked when she wouldn't be disturbed. Tonight was especially important. The film festival would open tomorrow, and there was still so much to sort out. It wasn't that the work hadn't been done. She just didn't feel like she had completely mastered everything yet.
Well, now's the time to check out that. Before we have to dodge the electricity. There it is.
The dark place is utterly hostile to human life. It eats at your mind, wants you to succumb to madness. Your own thoughts can turn against you. Every shadow conceals a threat that attacks at the slightest sign of weakness. You're under endless assault. Every day is a struggle for survival. But I've learned to take care of myself. I focus on Alice, our life together, my need to be with her. That takes me a long way in the dark place. As long as I have my gun and the flashlight.
Oh, with that out of the way, center this time. Well, no inherent advantage in not armoring ourselves to the teeth. Center. Kind of tricky to one-shot with this dance number. And we out.
If you die, you lose. If you quit, you lose. If you make it to the end of the loop, you still lose. Sucker.
Popped himself. Well, shouldn't have too much trouble making it back and getting the lamps on this time. The assault rifle's not bad, but boy, it sure do chew through that ammo. Feels a might bit early, but okay. Further away this time. Alright. Well. Flashback takes him out itself. All right. Well, that's one fewer problem. Let's go talk to the girl. I know, it's an awkward sequence, but still. I'm interested to see if there's any new plot points. Alright, here we go.
It's you.
I guess you're back to normal again?
I don't know if I'm ever gonna be normal, but thanks. I know
You're
you
welcome.
didn't have to come back for me like this.
I couldn't just leave you like that. I'm sorry about the whole thing.
Not your fault. At least I'm not Little Miss Whore Slut anymore. Ugh,
Oof.
it's just... Hey, thanks for not, you know, taking advantage.
No problem.
You're a
You
little
don't seem
weirded
too
out.
weirded out even though this is happening again.
Honestly, that pales in comparison with having that thing inside my head. I mean, it's crazy, but...
I understand. I can really mess you up.
This is weird. I think what he did left something. I can feel that things are different. I just know that time's acting wrong. I don't know how to describe it. It's like I can sense it.
I'm not surprised. A close encounter with these forces, it stays with you. Changes the way you see things. Some people can't deal with that. They just lose it.
Well, it's early yet. I'm not ruling anything out.
I'm gonna go make my way into the projector booth.
Okay. Is there anything I can do? About the situation, I mean?
No, it's a trap for me. I'm gonna have to go deal with it.
Uh-huh. And you got a plan, is that it?
I think I have a chance. Yeah.
I hope. Well, let's get this next loop started, Trashkin. Now, one of Rasp's peccadillos. For this game in particular was, yeah, it's the loop. It's always the loop.
The Champion of Light knows that the time itself is about to end. At least for him. He can feel the dead end rushing towards him. But there is time to act. Incomplete or not, he has the weapon.
I don't have the whole thing. But maybe it's enough.
Film noir. And here we go again.
No, it's not enough. You're trying to be cute, aren't you? What are you up to? It's a waste of time, buddy. You should just lie down and die. Let me take over. This is the only thing you've got coming to you. From here to eternity. No matter how many times you come back.
Yep. Back to the cabin. Well,
Time
I think
folds back on itself. Again, his senses scream as the very impossibility of what is happening assaults them. But the Champion of Light endures.
And with that, Trashkin.
Each time he gets a little closer. Each time another detail falls into place. Now the trap works against the Herald of Darkness.
Says you. Oh, it's sinking away. Fascinating. I don't think that happened last time. Or it did, and I wasn't paying attention. Well, Trashkin, in any case, that's where we're going to call this session. We made it a lot farther, and we got a lot more pages to hunt up, but that's going to do it for this session. I've been your humble host, Rasp Trashbear, and if you've been enjoying the Halloween special, I would like to remind you can, of course, support the channel, subscribe, join me in the Trashkin around the trash fire when it's lit, and grant me what I most desire, your eyes. And until next time, I'd like to remind you all to hydrate, medicate, and count your spoons. Don't forget to tell the people you love you give a good damn. Go play some games. Good night, and I'll see you all in the next one.